So this right here is an evil, wicked piece of shit. Why would this piece of shit be such a wicked piece of shit? Well, I got a theory of evil here. Reasons for evil: hedonism, sadism. Maybe he just enjoys being an oppressor, colonialist, imperialist, to steal people's land, to steal people's wives and kids, to do human trafficking. Wicked. They probably don't think about it. Maybe irony, lust, dignity build up, and quietness, tinge of power to steal other people's work. If you steal other people's work, you don't have to do it. Jealousy, hedonism, sadism, nihilism. I just don't care. Lazy, overweight, to control and exploit others, to be as cowardly, to steal your wife and your kids, your house and your board, your 401k, your pension, your citizenship, and your... Because he's dead on the inside, because he's got no soul, he's got no passion, he can't persuade others, he don't know how to communicate and persuade others. Can't think, can't feel, don't know how to empathize, doesn't know what it's like to be a good friend. He loves to hate and he hates to love. A sense of momentary power, easier to be awful than good, maybe? It's easier to be awful than good and understanding and empathetic. And you might say, well, what has he done? What has he done that's so goddamn awful? Well, he's covering up Sam Jepson's crime. If all it takes is an accusation, probable cause of Costilla County under Michael Asshole Gonzalez. Probable cause is just an accusation. That's all you have to do. You call 911, you make an accusation, the other guy gets arrested. That's what's happened with this case with the 3 warning shots and the big rig who jerked his steering wheel. Code Janty, who jerked his steering wheel to threaten me and my dogs, show how tough of a guy, how big and tough he was. So he's covering up for the murder of Tecumseh. He's covering up Sam Jepson's attempted assassination. Sam Jepson shot 3 shots at me. I'm 100% sure of this because he drives a green Blazer. He's the only one that drives a green Blazer. There's only 5 to 10 people that live out there. He's the one that lives just 2 houses behind me, not on Huron Trail, but behind Huron Trail. He drove by Gary Gonzalez's house. He went up the Kiowa and Delaware intersection. I was on top of the house. There was a light. I pretended to pick up the light, and then when there was 3 gunshots, I pretended to drop the light. Now, I picked it up, but I pretended to drop it to make him think, oh, shit, is that what you guys want to do? They started just harassing, probably because they were flirting with me, right? They got it bad for me, but they didn't realize that it was going to go on for 4 fucking years. So Sam Jepson tried to murder me. Why did he do that? I don't know. Cynthia fucking something lives with Sam Jepson. Maybe we can ask Cynthia. Maybe we can ask Rob Pickerel. Rob Pickerel tried to shoot at me. He's on the passenger side. Now, I thought it was for sure Kenny Capin because Kenny Capin was over there all the fucking time. But you got that URL 40 fucking guy. That URL 40 fucking guy, it kind of matches with his personality. But going with Kenny Capin, Rob Pickerel. Kenny Capin's driving, or URL 40. And you have Rob Pickerel, who is flashing his lights up at my puppies. And that's fucking funny, right? He flashed a spotlight at my puppies. And then they started barking. Oh, Costilla County, you murder people's puppies. You spotlight them in the middle of the night. Afterwards, you guys are just, you're too fucking shitty. You are God fucking awful. You are the God. Robert Pickerel worships the devil. Right, so that's who Costilla County is. He's an ex-felon. He says, fuck you, Colleen Romero. He ain't going to do no soil sample, you stupid, ugly bitch. He ain't going to do your soil sample, Colleen Romero. Shove it up your bitch ass, you stupid, ugly bitch. She ain't going to do shit. He says, fuck the goddamn planning and zoning. He ex-felon, builds his shit, illegal settlement, devil worshiper. He knows Hiram Richardson. He knows Troy Zinn. He's one of that fucking neighborhood. Right-wing sovereign. Maybe Crypt. I don't know. He's a passenger. Flashes my dogs. My dogs are barking. And I fire a warning shot. I'm sick of it. And then that's when the driver, because Rob Pickerel was the passenger, the driver shoots at me. And I can hear the bullets whiz by me. Sounded like he emptied his clip, fired a couple times at the over here, like in front of me, and then kind of drove behind the house, and then emptied his clip. Rob Pickerel may have shot at me twice because you're going to have James Bax, and I thought it was Kenny Capin, but again, maybe it's URL 40. That stupid ass bitch, that bitch with the fucking flatbed truck. That bitch was over there at Xanis McDonald's house all the fucking time. Who's that flatbed truck motherfucker? These Nazis are Xanis McDonald's fucking people. So all these bitches are covering up Xanis McDonald's fucking people. James Bax, Kenny Capin, or URL 40, or Pickerel. It came from the direction of James Bax. It came from the direction of his house. And so I thought that he just turned on his high beams. He just parked his truck on the edge, turned on his high beams. But on second thought, I'm thinking maybe Pickerel just sat between me and Bax's house and then turned on his high beams or some kind of spotlighting device. You had Kenny Capin, URL 40, fucking flatbed fuck, driving southbound Seminole Trail, going up the hill. And so they had to turn back around and look at me. And I go out with a shotgun and it's pointed straight down. And I get around where the van still is located, in my backyard, with the gun pointed down. And mind you, they had just drove past the house. So if they, were just regular people, well, why are you still looking back after a mile, a quarter mile, a half mile down the road? 3 shots, pow, 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 over my head. I dropped down as soon as I saw the fucking spotlight. And it was coordinated. It was fire, gun, spotlight, pow, pow, pow. I dropped. Kenny Capin was Robert Pickerel's best friend when I knew them. He was over there every fucking day. Every other day, every other fucking day. Robert Pickerel's best friend was Kenny Capin. Now you have Keith Schultz says that Kenny Capin's a kitten. He's a buttercup. He's a cupcake. Kenny Capin's a cupcake. And that he respects dogs. Which, okay, well then shit. I thought Troy Zim was involved. I thought it might have been him, but maybe is it this URL 40? Is it that flatbed bitch? And who the fuck is that flatbed bitch? The fuck is that flatbed truck bitch's fucking problem? Like I said, he was over at Xanis McDonald's house. There was about 6 months before it got burnt down. I moved there in November 2019 after the motherfucker got pinched. And so it was empty except for you had some, I thought it was just a goddamn motherfucking, what do you call the people that just live in other people's, a squatter. I thought it was just a squatter. I didn't know it had anything to do with anybody and also didn't realize that was the fucking house. So black SUV shot 5 times, 13 shots another fucking time. I think Phil Green, it's his style, shot the fucking 12 times and then shot from like a pistol and then shot a rifle. Noah Spalding, he shot at me a couple times. Rob Pickerel 2 times. There were some people that shot at me from the Paiute Trail and then 3 shots over the Bunny Hill. That could have been Hiram Richardson, Nick Villela, Kenny Capin, the URL 40 guy. Paiute Trail, just chilling. Nick and Noah both were in the vicinity. Both would have seen the truck. They act like they're fucking badasses, but just badasses to the kind neighbor, the guy that was like, hey, I'm your kind, nice, now I'm going to treat you like a neighbor, so you treat me like a neighbor, okay? Deal? Capiche? Is that a deal? Does that sound fair to you? No, you're a bunch of wicked piles of shit. They were there. They could have seen the shit, participated in the shit, pretending like they ain't seeing shit. One time they I thought you had a blue truck. No, that's Hiram Richardson. He had the blue truck. Villela likes to say the N-word. So does fucking that old ass fucking guy. What's his fucking name? Dude, the 250 gallons steals the water every fucking 2 weeks. What's that old man? Lives on Seminole Trail in Custilla County. So, he allows attempted assassinations. 8 assassinations have happened against me. Nobody's lying. Nobody's bullshit. If you want to know further clarification on each and every one of those, I've documented it. I got fucking photographs, videotape. I'm taking so much fucking evidence, corroborating evidence, and motherfucking direct evidence, circumstantial evidence. Just a whole pile of fucking evidence nonstop. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much fucking evidence you got. When I put the felony on his fucking desk, he was like, get that off my desk. The punk ass bitch don't give a shit about established justice. If a cop kidnaps a person, then this bitch just fucks him over. If a cop kidnaps a person, this bitch fucks him over just like that fucking J.C. Dugard kidnappers. Garrido, right? Philip and Nancy Garrido. Michael Gonzalez is a Nancy Garrido. When the cop kidnaps him like Philip Garrido does, then he goes ahead and rapes him just like J.C. Dugard got raped for fucking 10 years in the backyard. If you don't believe me, he was the chief judge that was the judge when the McDonald's were raping those kids for 5 fucking years. 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017. 5 fucking years those kids got raped. He was the judge. You think he even feels bad about it? If I'm the judge in all these major fucking crimes, serial killing, poaching, Nazi pedophiles, raping kids, shoving green beans up kids' asses, fucking arsons, like the worst fucking things in the world, and there's only 10 to 20 people. It's the right-wing sovereigns. It's the Nazis. It's Xanis McDonald's people. He's protecting Xanis McDonald's people. Why the fuck would he do something like this? I told you there's reasons for, lazy. Is he evil? Is he lazy? Is he evil? Is he on their fucking side? Is he stupid? A part of me feels like it has to do with the system. But if the system actually works, then we get to the bottom. You can't get justice unless you know the truth of the situation. And if all you're doing is trying to fucking rubber stamp a cop's kidnapping, well, you're not even trying to figure out the truth. They wanted me to testify at the jury trial, but they never asked me what the fuck happened. Never did they ask me what the fuck happened. None of the 8 DAs, not Alonzo Payne, not Alonzo Payne 2.0. None of the Alonzo Paynes asked me what the fuck happened. He didn't ask me what the fuck happened. It didn't fucking matter. The cop kidnapped you. Your life is fucked. That's what he thinks the law is. He's stupid. He doesn't know the law, and he has no morals. He's against the golden rule. You do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. If he was in my neck of the woods, and I'm the judge, and I hear about him getting shot a whole bunch of times I'm asking questions. I'm not just asking 1 or 2 of the people that I think I know out there. I'm going out there. I'm canvassing the neighborhood. I'm taking a cop or 2 or a detective or 2, and I'm getting to the bottom of things. Because nobody's going to be fucking just shooting at people for no fucking reason. Especially in a small town, small community, 50,000 people. That's technically, you can memorize every person's name in the San Luis Valley. You can memorize every person's name. But he puts on the robe and he gets to be the boss whenever there's a body. I guess that's sort of natural law, right? If there's no body to rape, they can't rape the body. So Christopher Mondragon, he's out and about. So he's not going to hear all the disrespectful fucking comments and the bullshit and the nastiness. And ultimately, he's an oppressor molester. He don't care about right or wrong, and he doesn't care. The proof is in the pudding. Is the crime going down? Nobody respects the fucking laws around here. The criminals are running shit around here. He's not running anything. The cops aren't running shit. You want to establish justice? Make a couple fucking arrests. He doesn't fucking run a fair and balanced court. He's not fair and balanced. He doesn't believe in being even-handed. He'll pick one over the other. He doesn't care about the truth, and he doesn't care about justice. So John Masters did not have any police protection. John Masters had been a victim of a number of major crimes, including having his beloved dog Tecumseh, his first dog, murdered right in front of him on June 1st. 2020, who he strongly believes was Troy Zinn. Now, the undersheriff, Soto Cruz, he can't arrest Troy Zinn. He's friends with Troy Zinn. He's got like this childlike wonderment at Papa Troy Zinn. That's the Zinn Ranch, he said as we drove past the Zinn Ranch. 20 fucking acres is a ranch? God damn, you getting tiny ass. That's a fucking ranch? How's that a ranch? I had to endure 100 to 200 crimes. So the question is it okay for me to commit 200 crimes, and then when you say stop committing crimes, do I get to rape you for the next 6 years? How dare you tell me to stop committing crimes against you? I get to commit and stalk you 200 fucking times, shoot at you, kill your puppy, do what the fuck ever. And the moment you say stop with a couple warning shots, then I get to rape you for 6 years straight. Take away your citizenship and your civil liberties and take away all your American, everything that you believe in and nobody else in the neighborhood believed in. Take it all away from you. 8 assassination attempts. These are Xanis McDonald's fucking people. Who are doing these crimes? Xanis McDonald's people. These are the right-wing sodomites, right-wing sovereign Nazi pedophiles. They're the fucking nozo-chomos, the fascist bastard criminal fucking piles of shit. Worthless, wasteful, worthless, and trash. Garbage. Troy Zinn owes over $2,000 in planning and zoning permits. You think Colleen Romero or Susie Lucero gives a flying fuck about that? They don't give a shit about being fair and balanced either. But Michael Gonzalez sets the fucking tone. If he's a lying, cheating, stealing, criminal piece of shit, the whole goddamn culture is going to be a bunch of lying, cheating, stealing piles of shit. They've stole $5,000. They stole $130 for the subpoenas. They just keep stealing money over and over again. That's what Michael Gonzalez does. He's a fucking thief. You all stole $130 subpoenas, you motherfucker. And 2 years of my life. I lived in Costilla County for 2 years. For 4 years, Phil Greeny wasn't going to let me live for 2 of those years, and then Michael Gonzalez wasn't going to let me live for the next 2 years. Candyland. So you have, upon seeing that there were 5 cops with assault rifles acting like they were going to arrest him, John Masters beckons him over. He's up front, he's upright, he's a lawful citizen. There's cops out and about. Looks like they want to talk to me. Come over here. What do you want to talk about? It was also what Lucy suggested for me to do. Yeah, stupid ass suggesting motherfucker. But a part of me did think an explanation. I'll explain what the fuck happened. I've talked to them. I've been calling the fucking police. And then maybe if they still, were gung-ho about arresting me, negotiating the best bail position. So you had Code Janty had filed a complaint with Soto Cruz and Victor Hummel and Brandon Howerton and Velasquez. And I've met and had experiences with all these folks beforehand. Victor Hummel lied on the stand. He perjured himself, said he didn't remember me when I called him a week prior. And then you had Hunter Velasquez, Brandon Howerton, and Keith Schultz. 5 of the sheriff's deputies. Never the sheriff. Where the fuck was Danny Sanchez? He was just hiding underneath his blankets the whole time, hiding underneath his desk, pretending he didn't know anything, putting his head in the sand. So, Code Janty called 911, said there were shots fired or whatever. And they said, well, that seems to be felony menacing. And there was a 2-minute video. So the alleged victim has a 2-minute video of John Masters driving a truck up a hill and parking in front of Tecumseh's grave in the front yard of his attempted homestead. But the cops didn't even look at the single piece of evidence. They didn't even look at that video. They said send it in to the email later on. They didn't look at it on the phone. They didn't look at it on the scene. And I'm not even for sure if he fucking emailed it in because it never got into the system, the e-filing system of Colorado. All that was needed was just for Code Janty to squeak out an accusation. That's probable cause for the Costilla County Sheriff's Department. For Soto Cruz, Victor Hummel, all they need is an accusation of a friend or family of somebody that they know and trust. So Code Janty said, that guy was shooting at me. And then Soto Cruz, I'd gone to him and reported a couple crimes. Wasted my fucking time. When I first met him, I was like, damn, I want the cops to give a shit. Maybe we could just not bother each other. But I want them to give a shit. But if this doesn't work, this might be the motherfucker that comes and kills me later on. And my suspicions were not unfounded. So on several Soto tapes, or on several videotapes, I told Soto Cruz, there's 5 videotapes, right? 5 body cameras. And what I was saying when I was sitting at the top of my roof and I was talking to the cops was that guy threatened me. He threatened me. I didn't say specifically, but he jerked his steering wheel, laughing, pointing at me. He did it intentionally, did it on purpose. And I didn't have a gun then. He drives up the road, comes back, and then that's when I had a shotgun, and I didn't want him to come back. I wish he would have drove around the fucking block. I told him to leave. Because that's the continuum of force. First you start out with commands, and then hands, and then weapons, and then lethal weapons. And I think you should throw in warning shots. Why don't you fire a couple warning shots before you kill the guy? Why don't you fire a couple warning shots before you kill the guy? So on several of their body cams, I'm sitting there yelling at Soto Cruz, saying that a bunch of crap has happened to me. Nobody's done a damn thing about me. And then I said that he had threatened me. And yeah, I fired a couple warning shots. You can hear it on the camera. I don't know how specific, but bird shot from a shotgun straight up into the air from behind my house. Yeah, I fired a few warning shots. 3 warning shots to be specifically. It's a big rig, loud, obnoxious, not legal, because I was telling him you can't threaten me any further. Now people might say, well, the danger, the threat wasn't imminent. Well, neither was the warning shots. Neither one was imminent. So I thought it was proportional. John Masters was arrested that day by 5 Costilla County Sheriff's deputies with assault weapons pointed at him without incident. In the very beginning of Keith Schultz, I called that bitch 12 times. He never arrested a single person that tried to murder me. He never made a single fucking arrest. I don't even know if he investigated or asked questions or canvassed the neighborhood. I don't know if he did a damn thing. But he shows up. He's the 5th person on the scene, and you can see it right as soon as he shows up on the scene. He goes up. He's on the rooftop, and he's got his gun right the fuck on me. I did have a video camera earlier when I popped up on the roof, but I came back on the rooftop, and I'm sitting, and I'm just waving. If I had a goddamn shotgun, I would have been Swiss cheese, Sonny Corleone. I'd have been a fucking goner. 100 shots through my body. He's going to lie and say that he saw me with a gun at the roof. That's a lie. But that's a lie that would justify a murder, a wholesale murder, a wholesale slaughter. I definitely think twice now whenever I see these body cameras with people that, you got a gun pointed at you. Look, I'll act all cool and calm and shit, but you got a gun right on me. You're threatening to fucking murder me right now, motherfucker. I'm not happy about that. John Masters has maintained that he shot 3 warning shots straight up into the air from behind his house, that he was Article 2, Section 13ing, that he wasn't shooting at Code Janty or anybody else, and the next step was actually to arrest him. So 3 warning shots, the continuum of force would be to arrest him. So 3 warning shots, and then I'm running after him with if I was to go to the next step, but I never went to the next step. Instead, I went inside. And then I filmed him fucking delivering the shit to Robert Pickrell, the devil worshiper, that's who Costilla County is. They're a bunch of criminal they worship evil. They absolutely fucking worship evil. Holy fuck. I'm atheist, but I know not to worship evil. I'm committed to goodness. I got virtue just bursting out the seams. Wasn't menacing. Well, it was bearing arms in defense of home, person, and property. And Colorado's Bill of Rights says you can't question that right. My right to bear arms in defense of home, person, and property, you can't question it. You have a stronger Second Amendment in Colorado because of Colorado's Bills of Rights. You would think the NRA or right-wing motherfuckers would actually give a shit about this case. If a citizen isn't allowed to bear arms in defense of home, person, and property in Costilla County, then that means nobody in Colorado can defend themselves in home, person, and property. They can't bear arms. That's exactly the wording. How did I know that I was allowed to fire warning shots? Because I read the laws of Colorado, and I was only doing things within the bounds of the law because I'm a lawful person. A lot of the law says don't do this and don't do that, but our freedom says you get to yell. You got freedom of speech. You have a right to petition. I could say, hey, write a letter to the damn sheriff. Write an email. I have a right to petition. I have a right to speak. I have a right to peacefully assemble. I can ask other people in the neighborhood and we can all gather into a caucus and try to figure out how to make our lives better. And you have a right to bear arms in defense of home, person, and property. John Masters has talked to cop after cop, judge after judge, DA after DA. The chief judge and the chief DA ignored the 5 felony complaints John Masters filed. 8 fucking DAs. 8 fucking DAs. John Masters lived in a high crime rate neighborhood with absolutely 0 police protection, fewer questioned, and absolutely nobody was arrested. What breaks my heart about Michael Gonzalez is that ultimately I wanted the trial to be fair and even Steven. But he had put his thumb on the scale and he fucking cheated. They brought in no witnesses. They cheated over and over and over again. I see absolutely no reason, if this case is clearly shown to a jury of my peers who can empathize. Maybe we just have a criminal culture. I don't know. Maybe Costilla counties are just a bunch of devil worshipping evil motherfuckers who love to go around murdering people's puppies for no fucking reason whatsoever. Maybe that's just who Costilla County is. Is it the Catholic thing? Because you're all a bunch of fake ass fucking Catholics. You think you're actually worshiping goodness, but you're really worshiping the devil. That religion scrambles your fucking brains. You guys are a bunch of crazy motherfuckers. Get that off my desk. I don't want to see felony complaints. You don't have a right to any access to the courts here. This is not a fair place. This is not a place that stops crimes. That's essentially what Michael Gonzalez told me when I put the 5 felony complaints on his desk. Get those 5 complaints off of my desk. And then it went to Patricia, and then it went to Ann Kelly, and you think she gave a shit? Hey, I got 3 links. Just check out the links. I was so happy I got new eyes on the fucking thing. 8 DAs in a row. They're all the same piles of shit. It's like they get to play. We get to play dress up and then get to be a lawyer, and you get to be a judge, and we get to play house. You get to play you're the mother, I'm the father. If a cop kidnaps a body, they get to play house. They get to pretend that they're fucking, and what they're doing is they're pretending they're acting like they're behind the plexiglass. There's a group of people, the Systemites, who never, Felix Gallegos, who never get charged with anything. They don't have to go through the muck and the bullshit. Only the people that are kidnapped that 100% are wrong, or even just kidnapped by the cops. If they're kidnapped by the cops, then they'll do, they'll J.C. Dugard you. They will Nancy and Philip Garrido the fuck out of you. Felony menacing is CRS 18.3.2061B. The law has changed. The old law was deadly weapon. The new law says bludgeon, knife, or gun. After 24 appearances and over 1.5 years later, I like the new law because it specifically says 3 things. A deadly weapon could be anything. I mean, you could take a piece of paper and paper cut somebody to death, right? Oh my, you don't understand. He threw a wad of paper at me. I could have been paper cutted to death. It was a deadly weapon. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's got to be a bludgeon. It's got to be a knife, and it's got to be a gun. And is a big rig, is that a bludgeon? It's not a knife or a gun, but is it a bludgeon? You're goddamn right. A big rig is a bludgeon. There was 24 appearances, pre-trial appearances, and then the jury trial was 3 days, 27 appearances. And this is over a period of 1.5 years. The defendant was declared guilty by a jury on Good Friday, April 7th, 2023. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated on Good Friday as well. John Wilkes Booth could have been more poetic if he tried. Sentencing was scheduled on June 28th, 2023. The $5,000 jail bond had been extended, as was the restraining order. Lucy Gripshover Deaton put up the money and signed for it. Now, that's not 100% true. Lucy Gripshover Deaton put up $2,000. $3,000 was in my possession. And so I put up the $3,000. She was called to bring in the $2,000. So basically that jail bond is mine. $3,000 of the $5,000 was mine. And then she said that when she put the money up, she thought it was gone right then and there. She thought, I guess in her mind, the money was just to get me out and then they could just keep the money. Not understanding that the system is you get it back, right? Whether I'm convicted or not convicted. Now, they cheated. It wasn't a fair fucking trial, but this is what the appeals rules says I gotta fucking, declare all this stuff. So I'm just being more specific. Robert Thrash was the bail bondsman. He's been arrested. I'm not sure if he's still been arrested. He went to go collect. He went to go after the person that had skipped trial. But apparently they don't respect their own court. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I have ordered transcripts from the 24 pretrial appearances, and I haven't received them yet. The fucking that fucking X, that company, fucking Ida X something. I don't know what the fuck, but I ordered transcripts from the pretrial appearances, and then I ordered the 3-day transcripts from the fucking trial. I haven't got any of them. All these bureaucrats are fucking up and not doing shit. The appeals judge ain't appealing. The judge isn't judging. Not fair and evenly, and they're not making arrests to the criminals. The cops ain't arresting. The motherfucking driver's license people ain't issuing driver's license. The postal service guy isn't giving out postal boxes. Motherfucking recorder isn't giving out voting ballots. None of the bureaucrats are doing what they fucking are supposed to do. And what am I supposed to do when the bureaucrat says, no, I don't want to do the mail today. I'm just fucked. Can I threaten them? Can I yell at them? Can I spit on them? Well, what the fuck are my options here? A bureaucrat says no, so I have to sue them. Well, I can't sue him in this court. I see he's a cheating bitch. And there's been some things that I would have liked to have sued for, but he's a cheating bitch. And that's bullshit. Just keep on fucking weighing it down and whittling a person down and sabotaging a person's case. If he was interested in the truth, he would have brought in one of the 4 eyewitnesses or the material witness that took a photograph, but he didn't fucking do it. Mark, Annabelle, and Ann Kelly were the lawyers who pressed Code Janty's case, and Michael Asshole Gonzalez was the judge who presided over the case.